White House release published Monday, June 30, 2025. Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump strengthens the policy of the United States toward Cuba. Today, President Donald J. Trump signed a national security presidential memorandum to strengthen U.S. policy toward Cuba. This action restores and reinforces the robust Cuba policy from President Trump's first term. It reverses the Biden administration's changes that eased pressure on the Cuban government. The new policy ends economic practices that benefit the Cuban government, military, intelligence, or security agencies over the Cuban people. Financial transactions with entities controlled by the Cuban military, such as Grupo de Administración Empresarial S.A., are now prohibited. Exceptions are made only for transactions that support U.S. policy goals or help the Cuban people. The memorandum enforces the ban on U.S. tourism to Cuba. It requires regular audits and mandatory record-keeping of all travel-related transactions for at least 5 years. The policy supports the economic embargo of Cuba and opposes efforts in international forums to end it. The memorandum increases support for the Cuban people by expanding internet services, free press, free enterprise, free association, and lawful travel. It keeps the wet foot, dry foot policy terminated to discourage dangerous and unlawful migration. The policy ensures that U.S. engagement with Cuba advances American interests and supports human rights, a private sector independent of government control, and national security. It also mandates a review of human rights abuses in Cuba and requires a report on fugitives from American justice living in Cuba. President Trump is committed to fostering a free and democratic Cuba. The administration highlights ongoing repression by the Cuban regime, including arbitrary detentions, political prisoners, harassment of dissidents, and limits on free speech and internet access. President Trump continues efforts from his first term to hold the Cuban regime accountable. He reversed previous policies that eased restrictions without securing reforms for the Cuban people. President Trump has also implemented a new travel ban on Cuba and listed it as a state sponsor of terrorism. The administration cites Cuba's failure to cooperate on law enforcement, refusal to accept removable nationals, and high visa overstay rate. Thanks for listening. The full source material for this summary is in the description below.